and I'll go to one of the campaign. So this is the test one, and if I click the description, I'm getting the description here. Last time we built this post, and I asked you to hide it when we are done with the saving, and nobody has sent me the code for that. Okay, so let's double check now if this code is done or we need to do some addition work on it. Let me go to the details, post, create post, where input box, where rich text area, and save button. When I click the save button, I validate the fields. Then I create a new post, put all the details there. Campaign is the campaign detail. This is the campaign detail. And I put the ACL, and then I save it, and then I call the post relation in the cloud. Let's double check the cloud function. The post relation will take the post ID, campaign ID, and in the campaign, it creates a relation in the campaign. Okay, so we are creating the campaign.relation post. So when I go to the campaign, I can see all the posts there. Okay, so success one. Okay, let's double check. Okay, so after saving, I don't want to show this one. This one should be, if I click new post, then only I want to display it. So let's do that quickly so that this part is over. So let me go to the Redux action reducer. In the campaign reducer, I will say show create post. Initially it will be false, and then I can change. I can say campaign show create post. I create a case under the campaign reducer where I'll update the value of the show create post. I'll go to the action and I will create the action here. So before I go to create action, just quickly create this line and this line so that you are in the same page as I'm doing it. So just write down in 1 minute this case statement and the show create post. So then we'll go to the action and create that. Okay, so let's go ahead and create the action for this one. So let's go in action and I'll create export constant show create post is equal to arrow function, and inside the arrow function I will call the return dispatch, and there is another arrow function here. Here I will dispatch type equal to show create post, and payload will be some value which will be passed from here. So if I pass true, true will go there, otherwise if I pass false, it will go false. Okay, so just create this function quickly in the action. Okay, so now I will call this function on the create post, or on the post. When someone will click the new post, I will call that function. So to call that function, I need to, you know, I told you the new method in the Redux. So for that, I need to call this dispatch, use dispatch. Okay, so let's copy this part in the post file, because on clicking of this new post, I need to call that function. So I will only call use dispatch here, because whenever we want to trigger an action, we have to call the use dispatch. Otherwise, when we want to read the variables from the Redux, we have to call two other variables like use selector and shallow equal. Right now, I just want to trigger the action, so I will only call the use dispatch. And once I call the use dispatch, I have to create this function like this, constant dispatch equal to use dispatch. So here I will call this function, and when someone will click it, I will call dispatch, and here I will call the function which I want to call. Which function I need to call? I want to call show create post. So I will import that function. Import show create post from Redux, and then actions, and then campaign action. So whenever we want to trigger the action, we have to call the use dispatch and the function which we need to call. And on the clicking on this button, I will call the dispatch. Dispatch is created here, and here I'll call the function. So what I want to pass inside that function, since I want to show the text area or text box. So I will pass true here. Okay, initially I will make this false, but when someone click the button, I will make this true. Okay, when it is true, I will display that text area, otherwise I will not display it. So quickly write down in the post.jsx, add these two lines, then add this line, and then on the click of the button, dispatch this part. So just in 1 minute, do this quickly. So what is your question, Ashok? So that part also we have done. So you have to create a state variable in the parent, and then you have to pass the function in the child which will update the parent. So that way the data from child will go to parent. Okay, so yes, let me so if you have the parent like this, so this is the parent, for example. Here you create the state variable constant state set state is equal to react dot use state. It may be object. So now this is a parent. Okay, so you want to update, for example, name, and name is coming from the child. So there is another function child. So here you will pass this set state. So in the parent you call the child. Call the child with the props as set state. And when something is changed here, when something is changed in the child, you call the set state. Set state will update variable in the parent. So that means data from child is passed to parent. Okay, so if you have created these 3 lines, added the button here, just add a button, call the function in the button. And now still is things are not yet done. Because we need to hide the text area based on this value which is here. So now we need to call this value in the create post. Okay, so how to call the value? We need to call this line here, and we don't need dispatch when we want to call the value. And we will create one function like this get state, and in the get state, I will use this variable. So I will say show create post is equal to state dot campaign reducer dot show create post. So get state will give me the show create post value, which is coming from the reducer, and reducer as this value. So first we add this line, then we create this function where we get the variable from the reducer. Now we have to write down this line of statement like this: use selector. Same thing which we will do here. And instead of these two, I will just call the show create post. Now show create post will be the value which is coming from the reducer. Now if show create post is true, I will show the form. Okay, otherwise I will not show the form. So here I can check also if show create post is true, or if not, that means show create post is false, then return null. We will not go further. Okay, so let's try two things now. Let's see how it looks. So now you will see nothing is displayed here. Once I click new post, it will show me the create form. So let me click it, and we are able to see the form. Now okay, just do this part. Okay, then we will toggle it. Maybe when I click it again, it should close it. When I click this again, it should open it, right? Like that. Or I can create a button cancel. When you click the cancel button, then I will hide it. That will be much better. I will not toggle it. I will put a cancel button. When someone will click that button, it will hide this part. So just add this line. This is line to read from the reducer. Add this line, then add this get state, and then I'll scroll down. So once you have done this one, let's write down this line to get the value of the show create post from the selector. Just add this line and then add this line. Okay, so I'll scroll down once you're done with this one. So if you're done with this line, then write down the simple if before this parse current, just put it like this. If not show create post, return null. So after you are done with this line of statement, if you scroll down before this parse.user.current, just add this line so that if create post is true, then only we will show it, and if it is false, we will return null. Okay, so we are done here, neighbors kind of thing. So right now, once user will click this post, I will show various post here. And if you remember that, if I see my reducer, I have the site reducer where I can see my geo info also, my current geo also, and maybe geo info. I see which city, country I'm logged in. So I can also create advertisement on my website, and the publisher can choose the city. If the user is in Fremont, then only show the ad to that user. So based on this geo information, I can do a lot of other things also. Like if I'm from the Fremont, then show only the ads related to the Fremont. Or if someone wants to show related to California, he can show that also. or if he wants to target the whole US country, he can target on that also. So based on this information, we can also show the ads also here on the page, which I will do ultimately. Once this website is done, I will create ad manager, and based on ad manager, I will be taking that also. Now I want to click this. I want to create a save cancel button. When I click the cancel button, this should hide. So you have 5 minutes to do this. I will do later. First you have to do me and send me the code. So code will be like we did here in the post. We call this show create post. Same thing has to be called in the create post. And in addition to this save button, we need to create another button called as cancel. And if someone will click that cancel button, I should hide this form. Okay, so you have to work on this create post to hide it. And once you're done with, in 5 minutes, just send the code to me privately so that I can verify you have done it correctly. So your time starts now. Same thing you have to do on the create post. Okay, so no one has showed me the answer. Maybe maybe you are doing it, it's not yet done, or you are stuck somewhere. So I will do it, just you can watch and maybe you can do some other time. So like in the post, we have to call the use dispatch in the create post also. Okay, and also you need to call this show create post function because we need to call that one here also. Since we have used use dispatch, we need to use that here as we have used it here. So I will use it here. So I got the dispatch. Now when someone will click the cancel button, so we need a cancel button also. So I'll create another button called as cancel. And when someone will click this cancel button, I have to call the close one. So close one means I need to call the dispatch of this function like we have done it here. So here we have passed true, but here we will pass false. So here I will pass false. Also, I will call this when someone click the save button. After saving all the things, I will call again this one so that after save, I should also dispatch this one so that the text area should go away. Now let's test this condition and then you can add it. Let me refresh it. I click the new post. This is visible. I put test one, click save. It is gone. The only thing problem now is there is less space between these two buttons. I will add one empty space there. So there is space there between these two. So just add whatever I have done it. If you are not done in the same way, add this dispatch and this part, and then add this line. Okay, finish it. Then we'll go further. I want you to write down here now in the class because I will not commit this file. Many people just copy and paste. They don't work. So I may not commit this file in the GitHub now, GitLab now. So better you should write in front of me. Okay, few things I will commit in the GitLab, but not this one because this project I want everyone to write it here. Okay, so if you have written this one, just last piece, you have to create a button and call it here this one. Just do it this one and we'll go further. Okay, so I think it's done. This one, right? It is you can copy same thing from here. Just change this to cancel one. Similar button is here. Okay, let's test this condition and then let's go further. I will refresh the page. New test for 2, test 2, save it. Once I save, it's gone. Or when I click cancel, it's gone. Okay, so it's working fine. So let me check the database. So we had this campaign, and if you see, the campaign has the post. When I click the post, I see the 2 posts which I did just now. But this post count is not updating, so we need to update this post count also for the campaign. So where should I update the post count? Can anyone tell me? Where can I update the post count? Since we need to update in the post count, not pagination, we need to update in the database. So we need to update the variable post count. So campaign, the user who is posting the post does not have access to post count. So only the creator of the campaign has access to post count, because post count is inside the C1 campaign table. And I already showed you last time that if we want to change in the campaign, we will do the cloud function. So whenever we do this post relation, here only we will add the, since post is added, so here only we will add the count. So after creation of this campaign, I will say campaign dot increment. Since this is the increment one by one, so I'll just call increment. I could have used set also, but then I should know the previous value. But if we don't know the previous value, I just use the increment function of the parse server, and I'll just say which field I want to increment. It is a post count. And already campaign is saving here, so we don't have to do any other thing. Just add this part. So open your campaign.js in the cloud and add this line. Add line number 16 after creation of this campaign. After assigning the ID, you need to add this increment part. Okay, so this is the one line you would have inserted it properly. Just yeah, just let's go further now. So this post is looking good and we are able to do the post correctly, right? So we are able to do post correctly. Once I refresh, I call new post or I cancel it or I put anything in this. If I save it, it will say put do the required field. And once I put the required field, it's saying okay. So let's see the post count is increased or not. It might not work for the old one, but the new one which I added, it will do for that one. So post count is added to 1 because just now I did one post. So like we have this new post, we are able to show the post kind of thing. We have save and cancel button also. Same thing you have to do for the create task. Okay, so just you need to add this. The purpose of this new task will be only admin or the creator of this campaign can create this new task. So we will put that condition in the afterwards, but at least you should copy the other things here in the new post. So whatever we have done for the post and the create post, we have to do for the task and create task. So we have the button. So on clicking of it, you enable it. Task one, you need to create one variable here, show create task, create one case statement, go to the action, create similar kind of function here, and complete same thing. Only the table name will be changed, but otherwise everything will remain same for the create task. So just do same thing for the create task. You have 10 minutes to do that. Let me know when it's done. Also remember you need to create another cloud function like task relation. This is post relation. You have to create task relation and copy this one. Only change small things which is needed. It's a lot of work, but you have to finish this everything in 10 minutes. No more than 10 minutes because everything is copy paste. Don't have to write anything. Okay, so time up. So if you have done it, good. Nobody has sent me. If you're not done, I will do quickly, and then if you can do it quickly along with me, you can do it. Otherwise, you can watch video and do it, because I won't be committing the code now after today's class, because many times people don't do the code and they just copy paste, and you will not learn anything. You will think that, okay, it's there, I will use it for my project. You will not learn anything if you don't write down. Okay, so first thing is we have the post relation. Similarly, we will create one task relation. Yeah, this is the task. This is in the cloud campaign.js. So here we will be passing the task ID. So C1 post will be replaced by C1 tasks. Let's change this also tasks. And this will be small letter task. And task ID will nothing but this task underscore ID. Then campaign ID will remain same. Increment will be the task count. Relation will be, we need to create a new field called as tasks. We have already post, now this is task, and we have to add this task. And rest is same. Okay, so task relation, task ID, C1 task, task ID, task dot ID. Then relation will be task, relation dot add will be the task, and we complete this task relation. This one is done. So I will copy this create post. I will copy this create post and put it in the create task. And I will rename it to create task. Always try to add the memo. I will not do it today. Tomorrow, next time I will add the memo and on every file. Okay, so let's delete this console. So here other values will be same. Everything will be same. Only the name of the table will be changed. Tasks. Let's make this also tasks. You can keep the name of the variable same, but for better understanding, I am changing it. This will remain same. This all fields will remain same. Here I have to call this task relation, and instead of post.id, I have to call the task.id. Instead of post underscore ID, I have to call the task underscore ID. Okay, and this show create post, we need to create another function, show create task, which I will do in a minute. Okay, rest everything will remain same. You don't need to change any other thing. Maybe if I see any post word, I will, okay, title of the task. Okay, let's go to the reducer and action. Like we created show create post, I will create show create task. And like I created this statement, I will add campaign show create task. I'll take this show create task, put it here. Now I will go to the action to create a new action for it. And the name will be show create task. And value will be same. So it is similar to this one, only thing we need show create task. Let's go to now create task and change the function. Instead of show create post, it is show create task. And the variable is show create task. Here I will change show create task, and this one will be changed to show create task. So go through the video after the class to copy the things, because I'm doing little fast where everything is copy paste. Okay, I'm getting underlined, that means I'm not calling it. Here I have to call it in this line number 31 selector, because I created show create task, so I need to call that one. So this create task page is done. Let's go to the task page and do same thing which we did for the post one. I call these two lines. So here also I will call these two lines. The change will be I will have to call show create task. And then what I did, I call dispatch here. Then I called the function here. I will rename the function name to show create task. So this task page is done, create task page is done. So we're done with this one. Let's test the things. So when I click new task, this will come. When I click this one, this will come. Can cancel it. I can add it new one. I can click save. It's gone. We'll go here and check it. So task is created with one row which I just now added, task one. If I go to the campaign, task count is updated to 1, and if I click this one, I see the task. So task part is also done. It is same thing as we did new post. So go through the video again and see if you have missed anything. Otherwise it is same thing. So this is all for today. Next time we will display all the post here, display all task here. Task will be with checkbox. Post will not will be with checkbox, but task will be with checkbox. And once you complete the task, you can check that here. Or when you go to detail page of the task, there also you can update the task whether you have completed or not. Here will be the members, and I will list all the members who are available in this campaign. And for each member also, we will also see how many posts that member has done in this campaign, how many tasks they have completed it. Okay, these two things we will see, or how many comments they have done it on this campaign. So few things we will put for this members. That's all for this today's one. And if you have any questions, you can ask.